Hi there. So, while I am getting myself ready over here, I just wanted to take a little moment and just send you some well wishes. If you are going to be taking a nap or sleeping, then I hope you will have a lovely sleep. And if you're just listening to me in the background, then I hope you will have a lovely time. And if you're joining me and doing some project, then I would love to know what you are making. So, yeah, let's get started. So, the project we have today is a finishing of my mother's scarf. We are going to be sewing in all of these loose tails. And as for the topic, it is chasing your dreams. So, without further ado, let's get sewing. And before we start talking about chasing your dreams, I feel I just have to say that sewing in the ends is probably the worst thing I know. I find it extremely boring and tedious, and the what is it called? The blanket that I usually have behind me here. It's been finished knitting wise for over a year, but it still doesn't have its end properly sewn in because I don't know. It's probably the worst part of knitting. Like, I wish I could just finish my knitting and at the same time it would just be done. So yeah, I think I pulled this a little too tight. I'm just gonna loosen it so it doesn't look so much. Actually, I think I should go behind it instead. As you can tell, I don't do this very often, so my technique is not the best. But let's get on with today's topic, which is chasing your dreams. So, for me, my dream is to own a farm, bondgård in Swedish, with lots of animals where I grow my own food and all sort of things like that. And the other day, I finally was able to apply for veterinary school for the first time. I'm not necessarily going to be accepted. That will have to wait, but I was able to apply. And how am I gonna do this? I think like this. Does that look okay? I think so. And that made me think of a diary I used to fill out, where the first page, when you open it, it was sort of a checklist of things I wanted to do before becoming a farmer, I guess, or a person that lives on a farm. And becoming a veterinarian was my sort of view of how I could support myself as a farmer, because I don't really want to be I don't want to be a farmer. I don't want to have to sell my stuff. I just want to do it for the fun and for myself. And yeah, so when I just applied for veterinary school, I was able to tick off some of the boxes, like COMBooks, which is adult education, for like when maybe you've missed some grades, or you don't have all the courses you need to apply for a school. In my case, I needed some courses, and yeah. So that was fun to be able to go back, because I wrote this thing when I was 25 and now I'm 32. So it's been a lot of time, and maybe it hasn't been the most efficiently spent time, but to be able to feel that I'm actually making progress towards getting where I want to go in life, that feels really nice. So on that list, I had things like, well, first finishing COMBooks, and then getting a good enough score on my SATs, which I have next week, to be able to get into the school. And I also thought about, I probably need a driver's license, so I need to do classes for that. And yeah, I think that's all. Becoming a veterinarian and getting a driver's license, those were my, like, I need to do these two things before I can become a farmer. But as time goes on, things change, and while it would probably be good for me to get a driver's license, I actually find cars quite scary. It's not necessarily that they're fast, it's more like my spatial awareness is pretty poor. So I have a hard time remembering that there's, like, I can visualize the car that's right in front of me, like this half of the car. This half of the car, it doesn't exist in my mind, which means I don't really pay attention to whatever is happening on that side. And when I had my driving lessons, I think I got a little bit intimidated, because the driver instructor suddenly just grabbed a hold of the steering wheel and just turned it to the side, because I was about to hit this side of the car into a ditch. Because I wasn't paying attention. I was just focusing, like, this half of the car needs to be in the middle of the street. But that means that side of the car is not on the street. So yeah, my fear of driving, I guess, or apprehension, has made me not really interested in having a driver's license anymore. Instead, I kind of want to get a motorcycle license. My dad and my stepmother both have motorcycles, and they are able to drive around Sweden, and I want to do that too. So I've actually added that onto the spreadsheet, I guess. And yesterday, after reading the thingy, the spreadsheet, I started thinking, okay, what other skills might I need? And I started looking up like practical skills. And for example, one of my wants with living on a farm is to sorry, I'm getting distracted. As I said, I want to have my own food, I want to have animals, and like I would like to be able to raise my own sheep and have them give me wool, and then I card it, and then I spin it, and then I knit with it, or I weave with it, and that started making me think, what are all these skills that I might be able to practice while living here? And I think that will be a topic for another time, but that's sort of what I'm thinking about right now. But since I was 25, I've also had the experience of hiking, and I've had the experience of camping. I camped for the first time as an adult in, I think it was May last year. It was maybe 5 degrees outside, so it was super cold, and everybody, because we were at a wedding, and there was a hotel you could use, but I didn't want to pay for it because I'm really poor. I had enough troubles just getting there, because it wasn't here, it was further away. So to save as much money as possible, I took a super early train. That was the cheapest one I could find, and then I had to walk pretty far and then take another train. So and then when I arrived, I think it was like 6 hours left until the wedding would start, and I was alone. So I spent the entire day just sitting on a park bench eating some food that I found in a local store, and yeah, it was funny. But that's me. So yeah, to save money on the hotel, they suggested that maybe I could do some camping, and at the time everybody thought that, oh well, that's not so weird, but then it turned out to be really, really cold that day. But I was determined on camping, so I decided that I would do it even if it's cold, and we piled up with blankets and stuff, and yeah, it was fun, and I want to do that more. And I feel like, yeah, I want to do that more. This tail is so short. It's difficult to sew with it. So yeah. So I have one bubble that is farmer, and then one bubble that is nomad, and somehow in my head I want them both to exist within me at the same time. But it's gonna be difficult, I think, because how am I supposed to just walk away from all the animals when they need feeding every day and taken care of? So yeah, maybe this will have to be a period of my time or my life where I can be semi-nomadic, if I want to. um, at least until I am able to meet someone or find someone that can take care of the animals on my future potential farm while I am away hiking and sleeping in the woods. So yeah, so I added underneath the new bubble with nomad just because I like that word. I added to do more hiking and to do more camping, and I feel like as I do those things more, I will find, oh, I should learn to do these things, I should learn to do these things, and then I can add more skills that I feel are useful for that. So I've been watching a lot of like camping videos on YouTube. There's this one guy that goes camping with his dog. I'm not sure what the channel name was. In like the middle of winter, so there's so much snow, and I love that. I wish I could do that, but I feel like I should probably start with more convenient temperatures. So yeah, that is my dreams of chasing that is my goals of chasing my dreams. Okay, that sentence made it a little bit more sense. I am gonna take a little sip of my drink because I don't think it's too hot for me anymore. And it's okay. Are you drinking or eating anything? This is a Christmas tea called Gingerbread Treat, which I got an entire box of teas from my friend as a Christmas present. And I thought, Christmas present, Christmas tea, it all makes sense. And in it there is black tea, cinnamon, ginger, apple, cardamom, and natural flavorings, whatever that means. Yeah. So it's Christmas in March up in here. I had hoped that these topics would last me a little longer, but I guess not, because I am done. But if there's one thing I've learned over my YouTube career, it is how to figure out something to talk about. Because that is what I've been doing. And let me just think, what can we talk about? Something with regards to these things. Oh yeah, hiking. Maybe we can talk about hiking, because that is part of follow my dreams stuff, I guess. So Sweden is divided into län, which is, I don't know, province maybe. And of course, every province has its highest point and its lowest point, and I've sort of made it a bucket list thing to visit every highest point in Sweden. So, yeah. I've visited the one in Stockholm. It's called Tornberget, and on the top it has a tower that you can climb up, and you can see like all the way to like the sea, and it's pretty cool. And it has like a plaque on it that says that this was one of the first spots that appeared above the ocean in Sweden or in Stockholm, because for tens of thousands of years Sweden was beneath the ice sheet, and it pushed the land down into the water. So the land here is still rising. So every year Sweden gets a little bit bigger just because as the land rises out from underneath the water, we get more land. So that was pretty cool to think that this place that was so far up once was underneath water because of the land, whatever it's called. So I want to visit all of those different highest points in my country. And as I said, I've been to the one in Stockholm, and I figured, speaking about hiking and stuff, that could be good hikes. And getting my what was it called? I forgot the word. Motorcycle, yeah. License would make that a lot easier, because I could travel to places that are not necessarily close to public transport, or that would take a long time to get to with public transport. So yeah, I am working towards that goal. Right now though, as I've said several times, I don't have much money at all. And I will not be able to do that anytime soon, unless I find somewhere else to live, which I might or might not do. So yeah. Sometimes I just wish things were just like, oh, I want to have a motorcycle license, and then I have it, and I can just start. And I have a motorcycle as well. I can just start doing what I want to do, but no. So above motorcycle on my list thing. I have epa traktor, which is like somewhere between a car and something that's not a car. They don't go very fast, and they're not very big necessarily. So I have that, like, maybe I can learn to drive an epa traktor and get accustomed to its smaller size before I get a car and have to think about its size. Like, if I were to drive a bus or, I don't know, a large vehicle, I think I would be so scared. I mean, I'm terrified just thinking about driving a car. And I realize why she did that, why she did what she had to do, but it did really scare me. Not necessarily, I wasn't like scared at the moment, but just scared about driving. Yeah, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I don't think I will be finishing this in this video because we've done this much and I still have, hang on, this much to go. It's gonna take me a few hours, I think. Might go faster when I am just by myself and can focus entirely on doing this. And then I will need to wash it and then wrap it, and then I can gift it to my mom so she can get her Christmas present. And luckily for me, it's still quite it's still quite cold here. We're still getting some snow. There's a lot of ice outside, which means that maybe she can get some use of it this season before it gets too warm. Although it is woolen, or made out of wool, so it might, even though we have snow and stuff, it might just be a bit too warm for her to use. So maybe I can show you what I'm doing. For those of you that don't do any knitting or anything like that, let me see. Maybe I turn around. I'm not sure how to do this. So maybe I can put it here. So here we have like here we have like a leg of stitches that go diagonally like this, and I am taking the needle, let's see, we're gonna pull it through here, so we go underneath, and then just wrapping the needle around each. Oops. It's difficult doing this way. Just wrapping it around each stitch, then putting on the thread, and then just pulling it up and pulling it so that it's not too tight, like so, and you can barely see it. That's good. And then just cut it off and give it a tug, and it's hidden, it's gone. So that is what it's gonna look like, and this is what it will look like put on. And it gets stuck like so. I usually like it like bunched up like this, but I know my mom likes to put her scarves like this, and then she has it with the jacket over so that she gets like a protection all the way down. So I had to make it somewhere in the middle because I'm not sure how she's gonna use it. So it goes just down here. And yeah, hopefully she'll like it. And I got a piece of wool in my mouth. This was actually pretty good. It's a little bit weird to be drinking Christmas teas in March. It's almost April. But yeah. I'm not sure how long teas last, so I don't want to keep it until next year. Maybe it will go bad. Not necessarily go bad, but just lose its flavor and stuff. So yeah, we got a little bit of that done. In fact, we got these many strings cut. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've been talking too much. 11 pieces. That means 3 minutes a piece. I'm sure I can do faster than that when I'm just watching a video and doing it in my own mind, but yeah. I hope you enjoy this, and hang on. I got another piece. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Yeah, until we see each other next time, take care.